Hey everyone, today I'm going to walk you through a more specific type of tailoring your resume, and that is generalizing content so that you can apply to a wider array of job opportunities. So, what do I mean? In this specific example, we're talking about a youth program manager who really is wanting to step outside of the youth specialty and work in a wider variety of programs. This could also apply to maybe an executive assistant who wants to take their administrative skills and work as an office manager or some other type of, data entry or administrative heavy role and not be pigeonholed into an executive assistant. This could also be a project manager who has solely worked in construction companies and really wants to pivot into IT. Okay, so anytime you're wanting to get out of your niche and head into a different area. So, how do we do this? I think the first thing to keep in mind is that when tackling this, you really have to be able to zoom out and identify what language is specific to my niche or really shines a light on my niche, and identify all of that within your document so that you can then either remove it or replace it. In looking at this specific client's resume, you'll notice right away that there's a lot of youth related language. So you have youth program manager. If you come over here to the right, you have youth at risk ages 14 to 24. If you go down a little bit, it talks about schools and after school programs. It talks about vulnerable younger populations. And that same type of language carries on throughout the document. So first it's identifying. I went through for this tutorial and highlighted all of the youth relevant terminology just in this one experience. And now we want to either remove or replace. First and foremost, in the job title, we can just go ahead and remove youth. Sometimes this makes people nervous about changing their given job title, but adding youth or removing youth doesn't change the fact that they were a program manager. From there, we want to look at youth at risk ages 14 to 24. We can remove that altogether and just say wraparound services and mentorship programs, connecting participants to educational opportunities, yada, yada. From there, when we go down to schools and after school programs, really what this sentence is trying to get across is that this person was developing and managing partnerships with local entities or community entities. So let's just say that. We can keep it a little bit more generalized. And this client really wanted to emphasize the fact that they are a connector, they're a developer, they build partnerships. So managed a program budget of 80,000 and built partnerships with community agencies to create holistic support systems. And then instead of for vulnerable younger populations, we'll put for program participants. Now, this main paragraph really emphasizes their ability to design, implement, connect, manage, build, talks about budgeting, and has less of a focus on the youth component of the work that they did. We will then move through the document methodically, adding and replacing language, just like we did here.